Wow. Welcome to Team Fortress TV 2. This is Admirable. We got Dashner on the cam, but I'm also joined by Manana. How you feeling, buddy?
Hey, not bad, man. What's going on?
Wow. Well, just to blow your mind, we're here for the ETF2L Season 20, powered by TT Esports. Week 6 fixture between Lethal Weapon and SUAVE. It's going to be Sunshine. It's going to be Pro Viaduct. And there are two other games happening right now, being covered by Team Fortress TV. On TFTV 1, you can catch Reason versus BK with Commander X, Warrior, and David the Win. And on TFTV 3, even though we have a third channel,
that's right.
It's cplay.tg versus Lego. And that's with TurboTabs, Hildreth, and Sim. You know, you've made the right choice here. You had a 33.333333% chance of making that correct choice. The reason for the delay was just standard, you know, trying to figure out what server we're going to play on. We don't have the luxury of ESEA where you just get told where you're going to fucking play and automatically connect it there. But we do have our teams on the server, but I guess we should rush through, try and take a look at the stats, right?
Yeah, let's go through them. You want to start it off?
Yeah, I'm gonna take control here, and we're gonna go in a sort of reverse. I don't know exactly what way we're gonna do this, but let's jump in. We'll look at a head-to-head. It's Mike, the best player in Europe, against Atomic in this roamer matchup. It was rumored that Mike might be playing Scout or something, but Kyler showed up eventually. But look at Mike compared to Atomic, man.
Oh, geez, yeah. It's kind of flat out just how much better Mike is. Average kills 20, average deaths 13, and Atomic has a 16 and 17 respectively. You know, the impact of each player is kind of you can just see it right there.
You can see the ranks there in the parentheses. So it's like Mike is currently
the number 2.
Number 2 in most of the stats, 3rd in damage. But Atomic sort of lagging behind him a little bit there. Let us just keep moving forward here. I believe Forsaken disappeared, so he was supposed to be playing Skype, but now they might have MSH instead, which is pretty much a downgrade, whatever way you look at it. Let's take a look at two players we do know who are playing. Monty versus Sam here, both playing that sort of passive scout role, but Sam clearly doing the better job.
Yeah, he's definitely had way more experience than Monty on it, and he's played that role for a very long time. As far as I remember, even when I started watching.
Yeah, Sam is he's a pussy, you know. he just stays around, plays around the hills, and gets all the frags. But he does it so well. How could you even get mad at that kid? He's asking me, are we ready? Pretend we weren't slating in there, and say, okay, buddy. So they might be going live in 90 seconds. That gives me the impetus I need to speed the fuck up then. So let us take a look at Shadowburn versus Nox. Shadowburn is perhaps the player who could have the biggest impact in this game. He's been running the black box and conch on pocket. And so far, you know, people have been saying, oh, it's not really effective once they come up against a good team. Well, this is that fucking good team that's supposed to be able to, you know, show us how you should play against this annoying playstyle. It's frustrating a lot of people out there. Shadowburn's stats are a little bit up and down because he did play roamer at some points in the season, but you can see his last few games, he's been putting out big damage and getting lots of frags on pocket. Whereas, you know, Nox, he's more of the mastermind. He doesn't put himself in danger. He's probably a worse soldier than Shadowburn in the MGE fight, but in terms of how he positions his team around him, you'd have to favour Nox.
Yeah, especially as a strong caller too. I'm sure Shadowburn is still also a strong caller, and he's a crazy good fragger. But Nox, you know, he's been known to be a really good caller for a long time now, and you know he's played with these guys for a while, like probably longer than this Russian team has too.
Let's jump ahead and look at Death versus numlocked, and numlocked stats are actually pretty good, despite him being a total dribbler. He's second in terms of kills and assists there per death. So I guess he's being carried by his team. Is that the only way we can figure it out, Mana?
Yeah, probably. I mean, when you have Mike, you know.
Yeah, Mike's stats are pretty incredible, considering he's playing roamer most of the time. We'll take a look quickly because I know they have readied up in real time, and we'll go to White Glow versus Mirelin. Didn't even mention death there. I'm so rude. But Mirelin, the best medic in the league.
Yeah, by far.
The most exciting as well.
Yeah, definitely.
He slept in last week, didn't show up for his game. They had to get Nox to play medic and Larval.
Oh, that's what happened? Come on.
Yeah, partly so. But I think we've got time for one more of Gentleman John's fantastic reports. And this is the cool one. We should have gone to it first. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking, but this is a new one. It might be a little bit broken with the text up top there, but this is like the ETF2L history. So you can see here that SUAVE are currently undefeated. They did lose a point to both Reason and BK, but a much more consistent record you can see there than Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon have won their last 2 games, so you can see that they're starting to compose themselves. This could be their big upset tonight. You know what I'm saying, man?
I actually see. I do see the chance. I do see it.
We are going to be going to Sunshine first, and this is a sort of new map in Europe. But Mana, give me your thoughts on Sunshine with all your NA history on this fine map.
It's a pretty interesting map, I gotta say. It kind of plays a little bit like Process, and this second is pretty prominent for having a giant Eiffel Tower. if we want to put a translation in for our European fans, no, a giant lighthouse. The second is known, or sorry, the last is known as a dungeon, as there's a giant base. Well, it used to be a maze under. They Fi cleared up a little bit, but the last is kind of hard to push out of, and you essentially have to make sure you cover all your exits pretty prominently. There's a decent amount of really high roamer jumps too, so you'll definitely see a lot of roamer bombs, and I've already seen that a lot, and I'm sure it's gonna happen a lot more, especially with a player like Shadowburn.
So you call this the dungeon from first to second underneath?
Sorry, it's second to last. That under part.
Yeah. I hadn't heard of a good name for that one, but I like that.
Yeah, dungeon, maze, minotaur, you name it.
We've sort of ended up calling the tables and chairs place cafe, and the other flank floral, because they had a sign there that says floral.
Yeah,
the flower shop.
Yeah, those are all great names. And this map is very pretty and very bright, which is very nice, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's I really liked it since I first saw it, but as with every new map, there's always people who seem to be disagreeable about it. But my theory always is, man, like every time a new map comes in, somebody's going to win on it and somebody's going to lose. So immediately you have this 50-50 split where half the people like it and half the people hate it. But I just like the flow of Sunshine. It feels quite natural to me. It feels familiar, but it looks different. And I got some news and update here. Even though Forsaken had disappeared in the second map of Lethal Weapons and warm-up and MSH to join in, Victor has returned, and he is going to be playing for his team. So we could have looked at his stats too, but fuck that guy.
Yeah, no, let's not forget about it.
I do have them ready, I was prepared for all eventualities, but there was an interesting sniper head-to-head between him and SVMZI that might become a big factor on Viaduct if the teams do decide to snipe, which is likely. But SUAVE might just be crushing them so hard that they can't even get a look in. But that probably, well, it's hard to say because I did take a look at the PCW log. SUAVE played Reason on warm-up. They tied Sunshine 4-4, which is pretty good for them considering Reason are the Sunshine team. They won the cup, etc. But on their Viaduct warm-up, they got smashed 3-0 in about 15 minutes. So it seemed pretty one-sided in favor of Reason there. You can tell, I guess, that SUAVE haven't played it much together with this current roster.
Yeah,
they didn't practice last week.
Maybe, but I think they'll be fine on it. I think their team cohesion will be more than enough, and I'm sure at least several of them follow ESEA in North America, and we just recently played it maybe last week or so, if I remember right, or sorry, maybe 2 weeks ago. But yeah, so I think I think SUAVE will still take this, even without as strong of a map knowledge.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like they know how to play the map as individuals, but just they haven't played it with this sort of roster because last week numlocked wasn't available. Sam was away as well, so I understand they didn't play any games at all last week. They're just confident, I guess, that they can show up to this. We have gone live here for this Lethal Weapon versus SUAVE game at ETF2L Season 20, powered by TT Esports Week 6. This is Admirable, got Mana and Dashner on the camera. It's Team Fortress TV 2, baby!
Oh, yeah.
Death is trying to walk forward and contest numlocked because Num's kind of slow and he's just waiting for his teammates to arrive, but Death doesn't overcommit himself. And it's numlocked who goes down first. Shadowburn with a follow-up black box frag onto him. Mike goes down as well. Death will join those two in the spawn queue. Shadowburn as well down, and it looks like Monty is separated from his team. Forsaken and Atomic backing out through choke there, but I think they could have taken that fight, but they clearly weren't confident. They decided to back out. Forsaken's going to finish off Sam there around Cathay and survives to regroup with his medic. So perhaps Lethal Weapon could push on this one pick. Oh, a pause already.
Is this a pause? Okay, yeah. That was an interesting mid. So SUAVE kind of cut into the middle, I would say, and kind of held that. And Lethal Weapon never really like tried to counter that. They kind of just outfragged the outside players in a sense. Yeah, and they just never had the positioning in the whole mid. I'm surprised the soldiers didn't jump in. That's a pretty decent strat on this mid, and I figured that Lethal Weapon would be a team that would know how to play around that, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the first round jitters.
Have you spotted this, man? Nox is running the conch, and so is Shadowburn, as we expected, but Nox also got the original there, so he's got that extra rocket. I see Atomic playing Black Box Roamer as well as Shadowburn has Black Box Conch Pocket. Mike is rocking the Black Box as well.
I think SUAVE are just they're playing around against Lethal Weapon. They're just messing around essentially. But to be honest, I'm not a fan of Black Box Contra. I think it takes away way too much firepower, and I'm really surprised a Russian team would actury run it because I feel like
it's like this has been a little story in the last couple of weeks that the Russians used the conch in great effect, or to great effect, against Lego and against eShock, and they've been starting to use it a lot in practice as well. So Black Box and conch on Pocket, you know, you think of it maybe as a roamer loadout, but Shadowburn's been using it very effectively as Pocket. Sure, he lacks the firepower, but it seems like, you know, he already has those roamer survivability skills. He seems really hard to kill against those two teams they played so far. At least maybe Lego are ranked as the worst team in the league, and eShock had 2 mercs and were very disorganized. But or am I thinking of the right team here? Yeah, but anyway,
I believe so. Yeah, I just think that it's a little bit of a gimmick strat, and when you put a gimmick strat against a skilled team like SUAVE, I just don't think it'll really work out well. And I think Mike and Nox running these unlocks is kind of just a little bit of a mock, and I think it's a little bit of a joke. I mean, I'm sure it's like a friendly joke, but you know, do you get what I mean? Like, I feel like Lethal Weapon should really be running firepower all the time in all their classes if they really want to actually have a chance. But
I think it's good for Lethal Weapon because, like, if you imagine in a straight up fight, if they were all running the same unlocks on whatever in the same classes, you would have to give it to SUAVE to win. But at least Lethal Weapon are trying to create something here, put them out of their comfort zone. So now, like, Nox has decided the easiest way to counter the conch is just to run your own conch. It seems to be his initial plan anyway, coming into this first mid fight. And we'll because he survived and Shadowburn went down, they'll have that conch advantage as long as he keeps building it.
Yeah, conch is actually a pretty good unlock in certain situations. I personally would not run it full time, but it's been used to win pushes into last, specifically on goalie. Like if you Uber and conch from alley where it's like, or a river, it's pretty notorious to like try and get out of there. But conch is really good for getting everyone into the Uber and everyone into the fight really quickly.
See MGE Mike in Twitch chat there, just taking time to mingle with the fans, the lesser mortals, whilst they're in this pause here. And maybe he wants to shine some light onto why this pause is happening right now. I'm going to just make a mad guess there and suggest it's Forsaken, the guy who disappeared through his team's warm-up and then came back just in time for the official. Could he have disappeared again, Mana?
Yeah, that was actually exactly my guess, but I guess we'll see if someone. I don't know if anyone's gonna answer you, but that was actually my guess too.
I heard the server had been running in opposition to President Putin, so they just had to assassinate it.
Oh,
controversial.
I was supposed to say, Putin probably sent in some bears, some commando bears, you know, some KGB bears to take down servers. Putin probably dislikes TF2. I don't know.
Mirelin's asking, did we see his Uber hold? I didn't see it, but I guess we're gonna have to watch Mirelin to see what's happening.
Yeah, we will. We'll see that pretty soon, according to the pause timer.
Yeah, we have unpaused here, so maybe a few ice skating players here. Mirelin is moving his way towards Shook here. He's got Nox and numlocked. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Shadowburn with Wyclo tried to rotate through Cafe, and he's still going in. They pop, and Mirelin still hasn't popped, and he's just taking heals onto Nox, and Shadowburn has to jump. He even dies. Wow. And then they pop in, and now they're gonna have a really great Uber. Lethal Weapon are getting out. They're gonna pick in the people who are remaining in, but yeah, that's wow. Okay.
Control point is being continued.
Nice. See, that's sort of why most people don't run the black box as pocket, because you've got that one less rocket to actually make something happen. And when you've got an opportunity onto the medic or whatever, like, so, you know, Mirelin, great job at surviving, but Shadowburn lacking the firepower. And it seems like Lethal Weapon are already losing players trying to hold their own last. Monty and Death are down. There's no stickies on the point. There's Nox with that conch coming in to just steal the glory. He's trying to force the action on the point, but he actually goes down there. Nice focus fire from Lethal Weapon. Only Shadowburn remains alive, but there's 4 players still up for SUAVE, and they're going to take that first cap, even though it says reason there. Wow, those jerks, but don't believe that. The pause is finally over. We do have our first round on the board, and would you believe it? It's gone to SUAVE, the #1 team in Europe.
Yeah, it was a really solid push, and I guess we'll just go on to the next mid. And we have Death a little bit faster than numlocked. Numlocked taking a forward position, and then we already have a soldier jumped up to the top of the tower, which is a pretty interesting spot, I gotta say. And we're trading blows. We see Nox just jumping in, and he gets the frag on Wyclo. Gets traded in, but this is turning out to be a win for SUAVE, because I don't know why, but Lethal Weapon needs to change up the strat and just do a jump in strat. Actually, Lethal Weapon are going to contest this since they have more combat classes in the field right now, but they're gonna. I think this is gonna end up being
Atomic
3.
Atomic just walks in from Cafe, gets a 2k, kills off numlocked and Kyler, but his team were backing out. Like, if they committed there, that would have been a big opportunity for Lethal Weapon, but Atomic goes in solo and gets those picks, and now Shadowburn sitting back here on this sort of high ground with Wyclo, trying to build his conch, but they're a big Uber disadvantage right now, Mana.
Yeah, I gotta totally agree there. Yeah, I don't know why, but Lethal Weapon needs to change up their strats. They need to try something very different, and SUAVE are just gonna bully in and probably get the second for free, literally completely free. Yeah, it looks like Lethal Weapon are just kind of forward holding in this lobby, but I don't think it's going to do much. Yeah, they're backing out to last.
They're building that charge as well. They got 75% right now.
We have 2 off classes too.
I hear
Sniper and
Kyler's boombox is blasting out there. He's taunting for us. His Boston Boombringer.
That's my favorite scout unlock too.
They're just chilling here, you know. They realise that they're going to be coming up against off classes. They can hear that heavy weapons guy. That position behind that chest high wall is so powerful because the minigun shoots over it, and like only a tiny part of the heavy is visible. Perhaps something that should be changed in future versions.
Yeah, if I already acknowledged it, and it's going to get changed for the next version.
Gonna see Shadowburn continuing to peek here on the right hand side. He's building that conch up. And Nox is spamming as well. He's still running the conch, so assuming he has one. They're giving Mike the buff. It looks like it's going to be perhaps the single bomb here. He's just trying to create some space for himself. And now Forsaken has shown that he is actually playing sniper here. Atomic's going to give away first blood there to numlocked.
Mike gets the force out of Lethal Weapon as well.
Wow.
Yeah. And looks like SUAVE are just going to go straight from under. They're going to pop the conch as well as Uber in, and this is the type of push I was talking about that you want to do with the conch. And that they get a lot of ground, and barely anyone's even on last. Lethal Weapon are coming back out, but SUAVE still have 4 people up now. It's a 4-on-4, but I bet they're going to want to fight this out since they're stuck in. Nox almost gets the frag on Whitecloak, but actually this is turning into an advantage and a push out.
Look at Mike. Mike's going into the dungeon though. He's about to run into Forsaken, but he's getting flanked as well by Atomic. But massive play there from Shadowburn through that whole situation. He was sort of alone forward on the right, and he popped his conch on his own, and instead of running back to his team, he ran into the lobby, and numlocked tried to chase him. A few people chased him, and they wasted their Uber because of that, and then he got frags behind in that lobby dungeon area, and did so much work distracting SUAVE and splitting up their push. But now Lethal Weapon are rolling with momentum here. They've already found a frag onto Mirelin as they push straight through here onto middle. They are just crushing SUAVE right now. How did this collapse come about, Mana?
I think this is where the map knowledge came in, and SUAVE didn't have a proper hold. And yeah, they just fell one by one, and now we have a free mid, and now a push into second.
Mirelin's got the forward spawn there. He's going to spawn back to left.
Because Kyler's just kind of running around. Kyler's going back in under now, but that's a huge advantage to Whitecloak.
Okay, we got the off-class setup here. Nox going to switch from pocket to heavy. Kyler on pyro. And Sam on sniper. Shadowburn's already jumping into Nox. Nox playing it smart. He's going to jump around and try and soak up the damage. But now the point's exposed. Someone needs to react. But numlocked doesn't have the stickies in place. And they're going to get the cap.
We have a game. I'm ready.
Wow. I mean, SUAVE, almost a good hold there, almost, but great decision making there from our Russian team. Lethal Weapon, seeing that everyone had run away, they just stepped on the point. They're going to cap that one straight up, and the Whiteglow's going to respawn with Crits Krieg to middle. Onto this mid. Atomic's trying to contest the left-hand side there on that little mini tower. Shadowburn jumps up top, and he's going forward. He and Atomic are the two guys trying to put the pressure onto SUAVE here. Shadowburn just backs out there getting chased by a scout, but both Atomic and Mike have gone down. Neither team has a pocket up right now, but this is perhaps part of the game plan here as Shadowburn and Whitecloak rotate around here with the crits from Choke. Oh, he just over numlocked's head. That would have been a free pick onto the demo, and now it's all on Forsaken to try and find some big scout crits there with that scatter gun, but he just cannot find the frag.
Man.
Eventually Whitecloak goes down, but so does Mirelin, and that's important.
That was almost a really good play. Shadowburn, I think opening up with Shadowburn was an interesting choice. I think that was okay. But I don't know why you changed it to the scout instead of Death, who was just sitting right there with him at Choke. Maybe their plan was to like have someone jump into them and then Death would dead his trap on them, but I felt like Death would have changed at least two more frags, I think. But now we have SUAVE taking second, and they're gonna just push their way in because what else can Lethal Weapon do?
Look at Mirelin, man.
Oh, yeah.
Mirelin respawns and he runs crits. Nox is still running the conch as well. So Mirelin with the great read there, realising he died earlier and would have had the earlier spawn. He's gone crits, they have it now. And they're going to lead with numlocked, it seems. They're going to do conch and crits at the same time here. So that big speed and health that regains off of this. Numlocked's going to get the first frag onto Shadowburn. Now Death is trying to rush forward and kill off Mirelin, but he survives on 50 health. Death goes down. And 3 players remain alive here for Lethal Weapon. Wiggle's going to pop off the charge, but they're already being distracted as Sam steps onto the point and manages to surf onto the high ground. He's being chased out, but Mike's waiting up top all along, jumps onto the point here. He gets the frag onto Whitecloak as well as Atomic reacts, kills him off with the black box. Now it's Atomic and Monty trying to fend off Nox. The respawn wave has just come in, so Nox is going to have to back out here. He's still got that crits, and he's got to have at least like half a conch there, but wow, a solid hold from Lethal Weapon in the end.
Yeah, I think map knowledge played in, and the crits wasn't quite as effective as it could have been, but they have a huge advantage now, and I don't think numlocked is going to mess that up too badly. Or I think it was still a good crits, but I think this one will go even better.
They've seen him already. They was thinking of going lower from that dungeon entrance, but Shadowburn already pre-firing rockets there, so they're going to switch up their position. But there's a nice sticky trap from Death here on the edge of this ramp. Numlocked's about to walk over it. Death doesn't dead though. Monty forces him back. Shadowburn jumps in and gives Numlocked a free flag. Now this Death comes in. Nox is going to die to those 4 stickies. And
oh wow!
Again, Lethal Weapon have the man advantage here. It's 3-on-3 now though, as Sam tries to contest, but Mike and Kyler are back in the lobby. Kyler's going to go in solo here now. He gets the frag onto Death, Mike's coming in. He's just standing at that point and spamming those black
Forsaken.
boxes at his feet, but wow. Vic,
Forsaken.
he brought his mop with him, man. He's cleaning up.
I can't believe Lethal Weapon actually held that. I think it was more on poor play of SUAVE, but that was a pretty great hold by Lethal Weapon, I gotta say. They knew what to do against the crits. They were ready, and they did the right stuff. Monty's kind of hanging around there, and he gets picked off, and now Lethal Weapon are gonna have to go back again. And is Mirelin still running crits?
Oh, but White Glow is, so we've got this sort of back and forth. But Mirelin has a huge Uber advantage, but if the Russians, if Lethal Weapon can sort of weather this storm, they will have an opportunity to repush with crits. Right now the Uber's coming in on the left hand side of the defender's perspective. Numlocked hasn't done much damage, but he's trying to set up stickies on the point as Mike cleans up Atomic just behind him there. Sam's going to join the party. They're looking to pressure from this right hand side, and they've got Kyler walking forward slowly but surely with that spun up minigun, and everybody from Lethal Weapon is just going to run into the meat grinder there around the point, and SUAVE are back in the lead 2-1 with 18 minutes 40 seconds left on the clock here, Mana.
Yeah, this feels like when your buddy like kind of punches you and like, okay, that was a good punch. Now I'm gonna punch back harder. That's what this felt like. And
yeah, it's a slugfest.
Yeah, and Death is already quick. He likes to do this rollout, and it seems to be countering numlocked pretty decently too. He's got the early sticky, and we're gonna see Nox jump up to the tower, and this is a good spot. He's baiting out some damage from some ammo, sorry, and Death is actually gonna go down here against numlocked, and They trade demos, and SUAVE are still kind of stacked up on this middle. They're kind of slowly pushing it now, and yeah, Lethal Weapon are going to have to just get way out now.
Mike and Nox jumping up to the tower there on the middle for a sort of second wave of the push. Here comes the crit. Long range from Atomic.
I have to, no, I didn't like that. But
nah, that wasn't worth it.
Yeah, it's just way too far out to be able to hit anything. And then now we have a full advantage by Mirelin. He's surfing
now they're
out.
taking up a really dangerous position here. I feel like if you're not in the lobby, like you're really open to getting picked, because teams can just jump on you if you're holding forward. They are going to back out here, and that's definitely the best approach. But it seems like Mike and Nox want to flank. They're coming in from that lower area, working their way to the dungeon, and they're going to bring in 4 from underneath, or 3 in fact. They've Ubered Numlocked and Nox. Mirelin's here, and they are just wrecking these kids. Monty, Forsaken, and Death all going down. Nice focus fire from Nox and Sebastian Barton to clean things up. The crits creek will not come up again for White Glow, so he's going to be ruined the fact that he even popped that off on that second with Atomic with only 3 players up. What were they thinking?
I don't know. That was just way too long range to be of any effect. Like, it just didn't make any sense, really.
If it was Shadowburn or something, you know, maybe I could have understood, because he could have got that extra conch build up. I don't know, but it just didn't make sense. From the low ground as well. Disgusting. Onto this mid fight though. And Death is just sitting back in the heels here. He sees Mike jumping up top there, or Nox, and he's trying to contest him with these stickies, but it's Atomic and Shadowburn who are trying to do most of the damage. You've got this nice sort of triangle of death there with one player on the church, one on the other roof, and Death spamming, but eventually it seems like SUAVE have edged out this DM battle. There's scouts stepping in to follow up on the frags. Kyler and Sam doing work here. Kyler's gonna go down. Sam slays Atomic though with the 3-rune blade there in Cafe. That was pretty brutal.
Yeah, and I think we're kind of seeing the stock cut and dry push into second. Oh no, actually Lethal Weapon managed to kind of defend this a little bit. Are they going to come out to second? Yeah, they're coming out to defend second finally. I like this. And now we have a stalemate that's on mid to second instead of second to last. Or even.
I think SUAVE showed them a little respect there, you know, like with the spawns and the fact they had to leave some in the cap middle. It wasn't a good fight to take in terms of the sort of relative numbers there. It was a closer fight to the Lethal Weapon spawn. So they've just decided to not gamble here. They're currently 3-1 up. They're going to sit back and take the Uber fight.
Okay, I was about to say we almost saw 2 rotations, but Shadowburn's just going in through Cafe, and they're already right through, and they pop in. Mirelin does get the later pop, so this is going to be a better Uber for SUAVE. And you see Nox kind of like jumping over, but he's way too far caught in, and this is actually turning out to be a better fight to Lethal Weapon. They haven't even lost anyone yet, and SUAVE are 3 down, and they're all in front.
This is a really impressive push from Lethal Web, and it started off when they killed off Sam. Shadowburn catched him in Cathay, and then he also picked off Mike as well. So even before the Uber came in, they had 2 frags. And Nox got juggled forward. They managed to kill him off as well. So throughout this whole push, Lethal Weapon have constantly been in man advantage, and they're continuing to go forward here. They find Sam again, another cheap frag. That's Forsaken and Shadowburn. And Shadowburn's going to pop off the conch as well. They have that 1-man advantage. Mirelin going down there to Forsaken Scattergun as just barrels forward there. The conch is just going to make them even stronger here. Whiteglow decides to pop. You know, Mirelin's dead. It's a free Uber. Go for it, buddy. They're going to make sure they keep everyone alive. They're going to leave 1 scout to cap here, but they're already pushing to last. Death, Shadowburn, and Atomic all in lobby right now. Atomic's waiting for the med pack to respawn. They're looking to go here. They found numlocked. They've isolated him into the left-hand side. They can get this pick onto Num, but Num finds the pipe. He needs to save himself. Kills off Death, and he's just about backed out there. That was the most important the most important pipe of his life right there.
Wow. Okay, that was pretty nuts. I gotta say, the classic numlocked pipe. And then we're gonna see SUAVE pushing back out, and I guess they want to. Oh, but this is turning out to be a disaster. Forsaken just picks Mirelin, and the rest of the combo is just dead. Nox only getting Monty for that trade, and I like to see Lethal Weapon push in, even though they're only 3 up versus the 2 scouts of SUAVE. I think they should just go straight in, but they're gonna respect them because the combo's about to spawn, which is probably the better move.
That was beautiful from Lethal Weapon, though. Just where they chose to take that engagement, like just as you come out of that roller door, it's actually really difficult to push out from there because you have to make the choice of jumping to contest the high ground or covering your medic. And Nox tried to stay around Mirelin, but they just swarmed on him. Forsaken again, finding that frag onto Mirelin. He's going to be getting into his head a little bit, perhaps. Could Mirelin be getting a little antsy? Currently in the defender setup here, though, for SUAVE, they've got Nox on heavy. And they have an engineering from Kyler, but it's only level 1 right now, and he's going to whip out the shotgun instead. Nox is soaking up a lot of damage, but he stood there, he made it easy for him. Now it's on Sam and Numlocked to try and make something happen here. Sam on 4 health, Mike comes out at the spawn door to help him, and they're managing to secure the point at the minute. Numlocked looking to sticky the floor, but Atomic manages to land a rocket in between him and Mirelin. Mirelin goes down. Now it's all on Mike and Numlocked against Death, but Death has only just respawned, and it seems like SUAVE have held on there, but with Mirelin going down late into that fight, Whiteglow is going to take this opportunity to respawn with crits.
Wow, that really should have been their push. It was really close, and I think we saw SUAVE being the better team there. But yeah, they're going to just retake this second point, and without Death, I bet they're going to push even more. And now they know that Forsaken's on sniper as well. I can foresee them maybe pushing a flank even, and yeah, we're seeing them go right into Cafe.
Oh, what's he doing?
Oh, this is kind of, oh no, and both Shadowburn and Forsaken go down. I don't really know why they pushed up that far, but I guess they thought that SUAVE wasn't going to push into them. And yeah.
Monty onto Mirelin. That's about the only decent thing to come out of this fight. They get numlocked as well.
Too. Yeah,
but it's like, you know, you see your opponent has the Uber advantage and man advantage. You're playing sniper. You don't need to try and go forward to get the pick. All you need to do is sit back and let them push into you. But Forsaken stands forward. He could take 1 shot there and back off, but he just stays there and baits his combo into SUAVE's aggression. And like, that was well played by SUAVE. Here's a crits coming out though in the lobby. Shadowburn finds Nox. Mirelin had died previously, so this is sort of like a free crits here. And he's gonna do so much damage to pop the conch. He wants to chase? He's thinking of going in it. What was that sticky trap? What was that? The high sticky trap from Numlock catches Shadowburn, so his conch is dead, man.
Yeah, Numlock's like strength and like map knowledge is showing right there. Like, wow.
his map knowledge on Sunshine, he's on for the last week.
His natural talent on exploiting, you know, demo. And yeah, so we're definitely going to push this in. And actually, wow, who's that scout? He just picked Nox, and it was Forsaken. And are SUAVE going to cancel this push? They're kind of staying in. They really want to just get the second point and call it a day, I guess, or something. I don't know. But yeah, Lethal Weapon aren't really giving this up. They're kind of poking. Oh no, the scout, is he going to die? Wow, nice pipe from Death to stop it. SUAVE are kind of getting on the point, and I think Lethal Weapon has to leave. Yeah, they definitely have to leave. Oh, Whiteglow drops. numlocked doing serious damage with those pipes. And, man, that was kind of sad to see, because I thought Lethal Weapon were about to win that fight for a second, but SUAVE had the high ground pretty much the whole time, eventually.
If only they had a scout up there, I think we would have seen SUAVE pushing straight into last. Like Mike wanted to go, he was moving forward with Mirelin, but they decided to back out. No, I'm not going to open the roller door, catch a few stickies there, but he doesn't die. They have a 40% Uber advantage here. They're sitting outside regrouping. It's the team huddle on the lighthouse. Atomic's playing in the upper lobby area there, but he's not committed. He's just spamming a few black box rockets. He's trying to back out, but Nox has gotten deep in onto him here. Jumps away on 44 health there. Mike looks to see if he can give chase. He spotted Death out up on top and knocks him off with a couple of rockets. So now Death is looking for the heals here, and it's actually a slight health advantage for SUAVE as they push in here, but they have that Uber as well. That's going to really help as they manage to focus down Death there, and with no stickies up for Lethal Weapon, they have their work cut out here to try and hold on. Nox is just going to jump up and abuse the high ground of that ledge. Everybody gets cleaned up as Forsaken ragdoll cartwheels through the air there. And another solid push on to last from SUAVE, but with that Uber advantage, you know, it was textbook, man.
Yeah, SUAVE now showing a little bit of their newfound map knowledge. I mean, picking off Death from the top of that arm was a really good move, I gotta say. And we see the same rollout from Death. He likes to sit on this shack or like play up kind of close right, and numlocked coming out from Cafe. And immediately we see both soldiers coming up, and now we're having a little bit of a soldier v soldier fight on top. A little bit of Spire action basically. And long range pipe gets Nox, and but Lethal Weapon are already out. Like I don't incredibly understand this. SUAVE are still chasing, but I think we're gonna see a SUAVE mid and the Lethal Weapon holding on second. That traps numlocked and he goes down.
I saw that at Floral, but yeah, it's like weird. It seems to be Lethal Weapon's sort of standard mindset on middle. They're always looking for the exit. They're always looking to get out, even in the situations where I'm thinking, you know, this is close, you could take this fight. It seems like they just want to back out. It's worked for them this time. They've come in on the retake. Now Shadowburn and Whiteglow are in deep. They've been forced to pop here, and these are the situations that Nox loves. He's trying to engineer this. He's jumped ahead and he's forced the multi onto Death. Now Death is isolated on 3 health here. Now the scouts coming in the follow-up just as the Ubers fade. So I'm going to send Death to the spawn queue. But Forsaken's run behind here, and this is a distraction for SUAVE. Mike's still in middle here, and he's the farthest forward. Now Shadowburn's going to come in and try and contest a little bit. Atomic's regrouping with him, but they've taken the eye off Mike. Mike's already working his way through Cafe. He finds Atomic from the flank. His teammates are pushing through Choke at the same time, and the Russians are backing themselves into a corner here. They're trying to get up onto that high ground. It is Uber neck and neck in terms of the Uber advantage, but neither team has it right now, so a dry push could be very effective, but it seems like SUAVE don't want to take that fight. It's going to be 6 on 6 here as the teams go into a little stalemate.
We also have Forsaken on Sniper.
Ooh.
And we got a pick in Cafe. And
numlocked got caught out there.
Yeah. Lethal Weapon are favoring these Cafe pushes, so I feel like SUAVE should be really ready for these, but they're going to trade rumors as well, essentially. And we see a conch Uber out of Shadowburn, and he gets the force out of Nox. This is a slightly better Uber for SUAVE, and he's kind of
Whiteglow!
Wow.
Whiteglow jukes him. He runs back out through the Cafe. He didn't retreat the way he came. He ran through them, managed to survive there, and it was nothing to do with the conch, in fact, but Nox gave chase and found no one. Monty, Kyler trade there, or Monty survives actually, but Kyler kills off Death. So it seems like Lethal Weapon are just going to wait and see what Forsaken can do on Sniper here, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess Forsaken feels like he's not having a good game on Scout, is my guess, is why he's switching to Sniper so often. But I think he's been doing pretty okay. Like, he gets multiple frags on... Oh, wow. Well, never mind. He just got a headshot frag onto numlocked, and... Oh, are you kidding me? A second one onto SVMZI, and this is definitely... And Shadowburn's already through, and they're going to take this mid probably for free, yeah.
There's a back cap on, though. It is Kyler versus Shadowburn and Whiteglow. Oh, it's over.
And Shadowburn wins that. Yeah, I was going to say, like, they had already stacked it with ×5. There's no way that cap was going to go anyways, but good to get that frag behind. Make sure no one's, you know, going to sneak up on you.
Nox has used the conch here, and they're trying to go in dry, but they do end up trading Ubers here, and it's in favour of Shadowburn, and he's just standing here. He's blocking the doorway. They've got 3 SUAVE players sort of hemmed in here, but nobody from Lethal Weapon is able to join Shadowburn And with that black box, he just doesn't have enough damage potential. Meanwhile, on the flank, Atomic and Monty are going down. Mike setting up frags. Sam cleaning the boards there, but Forsaken still playing sniper, manages to headshot Sam. He has gone down though, but Death and White Glow are backing out through Cafe. They're going to regroup with Shadowburn and Atomic. And it looks like they're thinking of going for a push here, just as SUAVE are about to cap the point. Or Shadowburn seems like he wants to build his conch, in fact, that's what it is. They're going to back out a little bit here, man.
Oops, sorry. Okay, yeah. And I think SUAVE kind of see the game plan of Shadowburn. They're going to push them out, and they're both probably about to have a conch, if I had to take a guess. But the Uber's a little bit in favor of Mirelin, but they're going to hold it for now. And I guess we're going to wait on a pick basically from Forsaken, but it's really on Lethal Weapon to push. There's a little bit less than 4 minutes left, and they're going to pop right in. And they're going to get the force, but SUAVE has a pretty significantly better Uber here. And Nox actually pops off and has a conch Uber. And we see Shadowburn popping it later? Oh wait, no, sorry, I got that mixed up. But regardless, this is a really odd fight. Like, it went from Cafe all the way to Floral. And yeah, there's a headshot from Forsaken there. And this ends up being a victory for SUAVE.
Oh, Sam rushes in there and gets Forsaken, had to avenge him, but meanwhile, Atomic comes in and kills off Mirelin here, who has seemed less than, you know, his usual immortal self. He's died quite frequently. Mike's going to be jumping in though, onto White Glow, looking to even up the score, does get that medic frag. Death kills off Sam though, Shadowburn onto Mike. But it's still a one-man advantage here for SUAVE. They could choose to continue, but with that heavy weapons guy and no heals for them, they have to back out, yeah.
In fact, the opposite's happening. Lethal Weapon are kind of poking out to see if they can potentially get maybe 1 or 2 more frags and turn this into a cap. But I don't think they'll be able to. They have this kind of pushed out here alone. It comes to save him basically, but... Oh wow, they're actually gaining a lot of ground. I don't think SUAVE had the X's properly covered. They get 2 frags here, so it's gonna change the fight back again. But yeah. That almost looked like a really good push out for a second there.
Check this out, we got Mike on Sniper. I don't know if I've ever seen this, but he is off-classing from Roamer to Sniper right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that this is the call to make, because Mirelin has a pretty decent Uber advantage, but
it's probably, even in terms of like, you're playing Roamer and you're coming into this last, what can you really do coming up against like a Heavy or a Sentry or whatever? So this I can get behind this.
Heavy from Kyler, by the way.
I think this is good decision here from SUAVE. They don't want to fall for any off-class shenanigans, so they're bringing off-classes of their own right now, but they've left Mike exposed to Shadowburn.
But it's an okay trade, in my opinion, you know.
Here comes Kyler in.
It's a little bit of a dead time throw. Because it is 4-1.
Nox tries to use his conch as well, but he gets shot down. A pipe from Death. They got numlocked holding forward here in the dungeon with Kyler, but Monty's coming up behind them. Look at Monty!
Oh. Monty getting a sneak on Kyler, yes!
He didn't see numlock. He didn't see numlock. Numlock's
no, I
there.
think he's looping around. Yeah, he's going all the way through the other way of dungeon, and he's going to take a duel with SVMZI who wins. What?
Numlock going for the back cap. Numlock on the back cap. He's here. He's got the pain tree and he can do it. Nobody's there in time. Sneaky Numlock. Just going to walk straight in there. And make it 5-1. Yeah,
Mr. Sneaky Zeb.
Wow.
But this is.
And look at the time, man. 50 seconds left.
50 seconds, 5-1. SUAVE has this in the book. I don't think there's even enough time to get a full round. But that was a pretty interesting match, I gotta say, because like there was a lot of back and forth. A lot of odd Ubers and interesting Ubers and good Ubers and terrible Ubers, but man, Lethal Weapon put up way more of a fight than I expected against SUAVE. And it wasn't a very clean 5-1.
Oh!
Wow.
Big air shot there from Seb Barton onto Shadowburn. Stole it off Nox. It doesn't matter, it's over.
He still got it.
Another cap coming in there for SUAVE. That's going to pad their stats. They're looking for more frags here. They're hungry as Death and White Glow, they're backing off. They're looking to retreat.
Get more frags onto the combo.
Mirelin pops off an Uber, but White Glow's got one of his own. Mirelin's trying to juke around here. The round ends.
GG.
He's going to claim the Beaver and frags. Nox wants one onto Monty. There we go. We got to dig up the logs.
Absolutely. I'm actually really curious about these logs. I think it'll be a little weird or unusual.
There's our boy Dashner. He's got the logs for us already.
Thank you. Wow, would you look at that? Should I say it? So, Shadowburn's top damaging out of the whole map.
Yeah, man, that's because he's spamming. Just spamming to build his conch.
That is true. He is doing a lot of spam. His KAD is not fantastic. It's just sitting at 1. And you can kind of tell that, like, SUAVE, and obviously we have the next 3 SUAVE players showing up here. Nox, numlocked, Might, respectively. And they're doing some serious damage. But, yeah, you can see
the important stat for me here is, like,
yeah.
You know, if you want to talk about Shadowburn, or Nox, or how effective like the combos are. Look at Mirelin. Even though he did die 11 times, 1 less than White Glove, he's managed to find himself 20 assists. So there's more cohesion there. He's actually healing the people who are in the fight or getting the frags. He's making a difference there for his team. So even though Shadowburn is doing all this damage and whatever, pretty much all his Ubers were bad. And like Nox loves to just sit back and beat people into Ubering and then chase after them. And that seemed to work pretty effectively. And the fact he had his own conch as well gave him options to counter Shadowburn's conch as well. So I think Nox wins that battle, even though Shadowburn edges it on some of the stats there.
Yeah, I definitely think Nox played the better pocket in that game. And it might have not necessarily been because, well, it might have been influenced by unlocks and map knowledge, and the fact that Shadowburn is such a strong player on his own team too. But
and the chemistry between Sam as well and Nox and Mirelin. Nox seems to be able to engineer these nice Uber advantages of his little, milk seconds. He's got Mirelin as well, who, can pop anytime he wants. But then there's always this great timing where you've got Sam on the follow-up, like as the Ubers are fading, he's running in there following up on Nox's damage. It's really clinical most of the time compared to, say, like Shadowburn and Forsaken. You don't really know where Forsaken's going to be. He's pretty reckless, but I feel like Sam's a lot more dependable, a lot more reliable. He ends up with like the top kills and assists for death as well, as you would expect.
Yeah,
he is the cleanup king.
These stats are kind of funny, but they kind of exemplify.
Look at the mids as well.
Yeah,
7-0.
It kind of exemplifies the difference between both playstyles. Like you see SVMZI and Kyler at kind of near the bottom of the damage stats, but that doesn't tell the story at all. Like it's more like Monty and Forsaken kind of useless damage. I would say more. I think they might have put out more damage overall, like those 2 scouts versus the SUAVE scouts, but I really question how good the damage is, the quality of the damage, which is something the logs will not really show the story of.
Yeah, it's how the players sort of play off each other. I always feel is important, and like you can see, if you look at assists, like a sort of overlooked stat, but you got Sam, Mirelin, Kyler, Nox all up there with double-digit assists.
Exactly.
They're playing together. They're following up on each other's damage. They're stealing numlocked frags. Numlocked actually ends up second in the table in terms of frags there, but he impressed me because I love to down talk Seb Barton, say he's just like he's washed up, whatever. But here he is. He's showing up, and we saw his stats in the pregame, man. He's clearly delivering for his team this season, and they're more than happy to play with him. But that's it for map 1. We're going to go to map 2 right now, and it will be Pro Viaduct RC5 at it for this season. There's a few minor changes here. They've made the China area slightly shorter to reduce a few sniper sight lines and sort of stitch up some of the props there, so there's less bizarre things you can do as sniper, like that little railing you used to be able to stand on the right. Has that been removed? I'm not sure. Do you know what I'm talking about? But,
yeah. Sorry, go on.
If you have just joined us here on Team Fortress TV2, what are we doing in Team Fortress TV2, man? That's disgusting. It is Admirable and Mananana, and we're here with Dashner for this ETF2L Season 20 powered by TT Esports Week 6 fixture between Lethal Weapon and SUAVE. SUAVE being the #1 team in Europe, the spiritual successor to Epsilon, What were they called last season? Ubersexuals.
Ubersexuals, yeah.
Stolen name. But yeah, this is Viaduct, and you know, we could probably expect them to win Sunshine. They looked pretty solid on it last week. I mean, SUAVE. But Viaduct, they didn't perform well on it in their warm-up. They lost 3-0 to Reason. Obviously, Reason are a better team than Lethal Weapon on empirical evidence. But Forsaken, he's a pretty deadly sniper.
Yeah,
Lethal Weapon could have some shenanigans here.
Yeah, I'm expecting Forsaken to run literally 24/7 sniper on here, and I guess SVMZI is gonna run it too, because I know he knows that Forsaken's gonna run it. So this should be really interesting. There's definitely gonna be a crazy sniper matchup, and there's definitely crazy sniper streaks for sure. And it looks like the teams are kind of beckoning each other to start the game. Is that correct, Admirable?
Yeah, they can go anytime they want, man. We're ready. One thing that interests me though is that in the fully charged Europe recently, I sort of made this suggestion to Kadis that there could be an upset on the cards here. Who's going to win, like Sam versus Forsaken on Sniper? But he says, you know, apparently Lethal Weapon are just straight up terrible at this map. So despite that sort of perceived strength of Forsaken having some good form on Sniper this season, it mightn't even matter. It seems like their concept of Viaduct or their basic setup isn't very strong, so SUAVE might run away with this one as well.
Yeah, I can kind of see that happening. SUAVE, if, like, all their players have played this map at the top level, like literally I'm talking like top 2 in Europe, like pretty much for a while now. So I'm not surprised that they would like take this pretty strongly, but I want to see a crazy fight. I just want to that's just all I want to see. I want to see a living frag video. And I think this map has the potential. Oh, looks like we're going live. Yeah.
This is beautiful, and it's going to be cookie cutter to mid. Neither team going to run that sniper, despite both Sam and Forsaken warming up in the pre-game. They both want to get aggressive here. Shadowburn's coming up top. He's going to control that upper rock. Nox jumps forward here, and he's way ahead of everyone else. Managed to do good damage to Whiteglow, but he will get focused down. But Whiteglow's going to walk forward into a roller from numlocked there. Sam onto Forsaken, Mike onto Monty, and SUAVE are just edging the way forward here. Kyler's trying to contest Shadowburn behind on the cliff, but Shadowburn has the high ground and the black box. Numlocked
and the
jumping forward to fight death.
Don't forget that.
He's going to get that conjumps in. This could be huge. Like, he gets it and that gets an opportunity to use it. Just hiding around this corner.
Death just died, but okay.
Oh, Shadowburn won't survive.
Yeah, that's pretty. That was interesting, because I don't know if you remember from the Contra stats, but you get 2 HP per turn or per second or so. So he's even just like sitting there healing. And yeah, this is a pretty definitive win from SUAVE, but it was an interesting mid.
Oh, the jukes of Forsaken! He's playing sniper on cliff, and Mike contests him. He managed to jump around the other side of the iron sheets there, but surfs across onto China and then dies eventually. But they're just looking to get the foresight of Mirelin here, and well, that's easier said than done, man. Mirelin refuses to pop here despite losing both his combo players. He will not pop! Kyler comes in and cleans up Shadowbird.
Yeah, I forgot to
mention.
mention.
Mirelin is loving this.
Mirelin is going to play absolutely nuts on this map. I've seen him so many times just living insane situations. And we already just saw one. Like, what else is there to be said? What else is there to be said? Yeah, and we have SVMZI on Sniper too. Now they're pulling it out. A little bit of mind gaming going on. Lethal Weapon kind of tried to get in, but SVMZI's going to take off the head of Atomic pretty easily there. And now we see SUAVE kind of, oh no! And we see Whiteglow drop 2 people there, and that's really not good. Mirelin's going to pop later, you know, just to stay alive. But yeah, it's almost a wipe. Yeah, it was basically a wipe.
Yes, Sam proving to be effective there on Sniper, or much more effective than Forsaken. He just couldn't find the angle. Then Victor tried to go up top in his house, but by then his team were already 3 down and he got flanked. And now we see Lethal Weapon just going for the dry push here. They're going to walk out on their left-hand side. They're moving through with Shadowburn, but meanwhile a lot of their players are very weak behind them. Shadowburn trying to create the space here, but Sam is still sniping. But because they're pushing from this left-hand side. They're sort of avoiding that angle. Kyler has denied Shadowburn. SVMZI will body shot death, and slowly but surely this push from Lethal Weapon is grinding to a halt. They've decided to back out here and regroup, but they're actually at a slight uber disadvantage as well. If they choose to hold here, like, SUAVE are probably just going to go forward and crush them. And Nox is taking a look here. He's trying to set up the play. And Mike's going to jump in, actually jumps around to the left there and catches Atomic, pits him up for Kyler with the body slam. And Atomic goes down, Monty joins him in the spawn queue. And the Uber is coming in for Lethal Weapon here, but there are already 2 players down. They do have those fast spawns though, because they don't control the point. Shadowburn's trying to make something happen. He jumps behind, but we just see Nox jumping back to protect numlocked and Mirelin, and it looks like SUAVE could be able to run the clock down, but Mike and Kyler are in deep. They're finding frags. Atomic with the air shot onto Kyler at close range. Monty cleans up Mike, but there's nobody there to contest the point. And that's going to be 1-0 SUAVE.
I just want to say that was incredible casting, but it all started from that forward hold from SUAVE, and that forward hold, if you ever need a textbook definition of how a good forward hold works on Viaduct, you saw it right there. That was incredible. Incredible, incredible, incredible. Okay, we have our next mid here. And you see both teams kind of posturing each other. Both soldiers on top of the rocks. It's a really pretty good spot. And we see Mike getting the crater on Monty first. And I feel like SUAVE have a little bit better positioning too, because they're not in the position of receiving spam. Although Death is posturing on the point, and SUAVE they're gonna try and deny him. And actually, Death gets the frag onto Mike in training for Whiteglow. And oh man, this mid-fight went so long enough that Mirelin actually popped Zuber, and now we have kind of like both halves of Lethal Weapon on both sides. But I feel like, I mean, they already capped this point, so they should really just regroup and make sure they stay healed. Oh wow, Forsaken just going nuts.
Runs straight into the main there, and guns down Sam and Mirelin. I mean, Sam playing sniper there was part of the reason that SUAVE ended up failing. Even though they had that Uber pop, they were maybe, you know, a man behind, but imagine if Sam had been playing scout there, they would have been able to chase those frags that were behind them or in front of them. But he was just standing with sniper. He got frustrated, whipped out his SMG, and eventually Mirelin goes down. Now they're trying to make the dry push from the left hand side here, but they're just set up for Atomic, who sneaks in and gets the frag onto Mirelin. Monty goes down though for that distraction play. And now they're all of SUAVE are trying to get onto Whiteglow. Great protection coming up here. Nox cleaned up by Shadowburn, Forsaken onto numlocked. And Mike is in onto Whiteglow, but Shadowburn shoot floor, get kills, and Whiteglow survives here. Great play from Lethal Weapon. They're coming out strong in the second round, mana.
Yeah, they had a pretty good forward hold. Not quite as good as the one that we saw with SUAVE, but it was still good. And they got all the frags, and that's exactly what you need. This is how you stall for time, especially against a team like SUAVE. You don't really want to give them any openings or any seconds even. And we're gonna see SUAVE push out into cliffs because they got that frag. And I feel like Lethal Weapon are kind of just grouped up a little bit. But Forsaken gets the frag onto Kyler, and this is gonna SUAVE are kind of slowing down a little bit, and Lethal Weapon are pushing up a little bit to see if they can get more damage in.
Mike kills off Whiteglow, medic down right here, so SUAVE are just having to collapse around Mirelin. Forsaken commits for that medic pick again, and Shadowburn's sound it off his conch here. He's going to use it as well. They're committing here. They're looking for that pick onto Mirelin. They know he's weak. Forsaken hit some big damage shots there, but just that tight passageway on the mid there is going to be enough to allow Nox to hold Shadowburn backside, but he's standing in a corner. They predict that he's there. He goes down instantly, and SUAVE are able to walk forward here uncontested. They're not going to have to pop this charge.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon looked like they wanted to see if they can get the force while they were capping, but they're just going to sit back and just play a little bit safer. See what the next move is. They're going to pop out on left here, and they have a lot of free ground, and Shadowburn's already way in. He's doing a nice jump there, and this is a suicide to get Mirelin, but he hasn't even taken any damage. Oh, well, he took a little bit of damage, but nothing dangerous. Monty trades with numlocked, and that could actually be a cue to push on the next respawn wave. We also have Forsaken on sniper, and this is a pretty good sight line. There's still a lot of good sight lines even on this version. It's just not as crazy, but Mirelin's kind of playing with danger a little bit there, kind of jumping in and out of that sight line.
The drop! The drop!
Man, Atomic finds the magic rockets, and
Atomic on a big 4K there.
Yeah.
slaying nerds with that black box. Like, Mirelin was more afraid of Forsaken. He took a body shot from him and then backed into a corner, but he turned his back on Atomic, who came in high and ended up dropping him there with some nice rockets. And now White Glow does pop eventually. Mirelin's respawned on crits here, but the forward hold from Lethal Weapon is sort of late to the party, and Nox manages to bust out there with numlocked. They pick up 2 frags, Monty and Shadowburn going down, and they've got these long spawns because they're in control of the point here. You're going to see Forsaken forward as Sniper getting picked off as well, and it looks like Lethal Weapon are just trying to scramble here. They're 10 seconds away from victory. Look at that, still 2 minutes on the clock for SUAVE. They have managed to back out here. White Glow just needs to run towards spawn. What's he doing? He's baiting out a little aggression here from SUAVE. They're committing heavily, and they have the crits crew. Lethal Weapon are starting to just regroup on their own spawn here. They're 2 players down. This is... I had my heart in my mouth there for a second, man.
This is a great round, and we even I mean, Lethal Weapon are so close.
Come in.
And oh man, the crits comes in, but it's not really doing anything. numlocked kind of rotating here to see if they can catch up more players, but it gets no one. And White Glow's gonna pop off his over, and this is just free ground. I think Lethal Weapon are gonna get this round in the bag as long as, or if SUAVE are, they're still around, but they're not really doing much with it. They just need to get them off the cap, and this is a round victory.
Oh my
Lethal
God.
Weapon.
Like, theory crafting a little bit there. The situation that SUAVE did not want to end up in was an Uber on the point, because like there's so few seconds left and they couldn't really come in for the sort of block or the contest it afterwards. They should have used. They did try and use the crits, but I don't know. numlocked didn't deliver. Anyway, we're on to the third mid fight here. Both teams playing a little passively. There's no snipers up. Both teams running 2 scouts and 2 soldiers. Nox goes in deep again, but gets cleaned up, and he's sort of alone there. numlocked tries to walk forward and follow up on his damage, but there's a delay, so it ends up with a man advantage here for Lethal Weapon, but their health is absolutely terrible. SUAVE with only 5 players end up having more team health than them. Now they regroup and they're trying to walk forward. They should take the fight right now before Nox arrives on the field. They're just trying to inch their way forward though, and both teams have Uber, so now they're I think they're right to take it a little bit gingerly, you know, try and look for that angle. Maybe just send in Death for the trade. Oh, Death gets circled up! Huge air pipe from numlocked
Later! Wow. That was perfect timing too, because I bet Death was calling to get the Uber on him, but now there's no chance of that happening. And you know, Lethal Weapon are gonna get this cap, but they're not gonna be able to stay in, and they're gonna lose this cap pretty soon. And we see both soldiers of SUAVE moving in for the jugular. Man, this is just brutal. This is such a brutal map of Viaduct. It's incredible. And yeah, SUAVE are gonna cap this, and Lethal Weapon have to give it to them. Oh, actually, they're gonna pop the conch. Yeah.
He hasn't used it?
Yeah, he's not really using it for anything. I'm not sure. Okay, well.
Oh, wow.
But White Glow goes down, and that was kind of the reason that they needed the conch, but I'm not sure why he decided to...
the force on the
Oh, man. Okay, well, that's really good, actually, because White Glow's going to... He's already spawned, even. As long as they build their advantage, which they're not doing yet. They need to be building. Okay, now they're healing. But, yeah.
They're going to be the dry push here? Taken's already peeking in the left.
Yeah, I don't know if they can actually succeed on a dry push here. It's a little bit stacked against them. Yeah, see, Forsaken's gone down to SVMZI or Kyler there, and I think they should just cancel the push.
And it ended up pretty hectic there with that last conch play, but I thought Shadowburn was just gonna like use the conch but hold it, you know, like not actually release his mouse button, but he ended up going in for it anyway, slightly outnumbered, left his medic totally exposed. They did make the best of a bad situation and getting the foresight of Mirelin. It is Uber versus Uber here. Almost White Glow's just about to get his with Nox down. Maybe a little bit of calling lacking here for SUAVE, but numlocked is going to juggle Death up. Sam gets credit for the frag. And nice air shot coming out of Shadowburn onto Mike. But they've traded Ubers here and they didn't feel confident in the position they had. They backed out. They want to use that conch and they've heard it. SUAVE are starting to kind of figure out how to position themselves here. They're all over the place. Shadowburn's eating a lot of pipes from numlocked, but he's continuing to sort of get damage back from both the conch and his black box, and he has survived, but his teammates are 3 down. White Glow went down during that fight as well. He's just getting back on the field, and Mirelin has a 50% advantage.
I feel like they could have slowed down their pushes a little bit and actually gotten a cap or so, but they kind of want to push in all the time, and they're kind of playing with a player down all the time.
Oh, Mirelin,
like,
Mirelin on 8 health.
Oh, he gets picked off from Monty, and they're gonna Lethal Weapon are gonna collapse right on here. They're gonna get the cap right before SUAVE hits the overtime timer, but 2 minutes and 40 seconds is a lot of time to cover before winning, and Atomic and Mike trading some silly rockets there.
SUAVE should just push immediately before White Glow even gets it. Already we see Sam working his way onto the cliff. He's taking a one-on-one with Forsaken here, but Monty's going to try and rain on his parade. Sam looking to frag either of these scouts, but none of his teammates arrive in time. Oh wow, I'm looking at totally the wrong fight here, man.
Yeah, it was just a suicide wave, and numlocked got in. He got good stickies, but then Nox like went in from the left flank, which they did not have covered, and just shot one good rocket. And we see a scout here hiding on these little wooden pallets. It's Forsaken, but SUAVE is going literally the opposite way, but it's okay. Lethal Weapon will call that, and then Forsaken's gonna show up at some point into the fight. And we see an opening pick from Mike onto. Oh, we see Forsaken getting an early force. This is a really good force. We'll see if SUAVE is going. numlocked is going straight in, and
they just have to cap the point.
Oh man. Yeah, Mike and numlocked doing serious work to just basically clean up the whole team. And this is round to SUAVE.
Yeah, I feel like even though it was a shitty situation for Lethal Weapon, they need to try and like force the Uber as soon as they come out of spawn and then back off. Like you can't force it near the point. It's just too hard to contest the point and deal with Ubered players. But currently a 1-round lead for SUAVE 2-1. They're on map point here. We play first to 3 in Europe. And we're on the 4th mid-fight. Nox is jumping onto the point now. His second jump, he's looking for White Glow again. And he can't connect that third rocket, and that's 3 times he's tried that on middle and failed. The protection's usually good. Mike goes down as well, and Lethal Weapon are strong on these mid-fights. They're looking to push forward here. Shadowburn's jumping in deep. Lands rockets onto SVMZI. Atomic follows up, but Kyler kills off Shadowburn. So he's not going to get that conch up, and he's able to turn around and kill off Atomic because the rest of Lethal Weapon took so long to follow up on their soldiers' aggression. And it will be an equal Uber fight here, but with these long spawns for our defending team, maybe the edge to SUAVE here.
Yeah, absolutely. They have the spawn advantage, and that they're already pushing out a little bit. They know that these Lethal Weapon players, probably the flank, is going to try and overextend a little bit into them. But Lethal Weapon are actually holding fast pretty well. Well, it's unfortunate that death right there, but...
Oh, White Glow! Death gets struggled behind him and he can't save him. Then Shadowburn goes forward without the Uber and gets focused down by SUAVE. So White Glow pops his charge anyway, and he's just standing there like, what the hell happened to my combo? The respawn's coming in though, as they lose control of the point. Atomic and Forsaken doing a good job of keeping White Glow alive. They're looking to work in from the left-hand side. Their whole team are here, in fact. I think they want to just try and go in for the dry push, but numlocked reads it. He's already denying them with the spam, and that allows the rest of SUAVE to sort of deal with these flank players, but Mike ends up losing that fight. Forsaken claiming a frag, and another onto Kyler. He's basting it, and wow, Monty onto Nox as well, and SUAVE just got manhandled there, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure who called it, but someone called a rotation, and that was the perfect opportunity to strike, because SUAVE basically was spamming into nothing, literally nothing, and they just had no ammo and they were all out. And the Lethal Weapon just pushed into, you know, a 0 ammo SUAVE and just picked them apart and separated them. And we got an early force. This is a great force by that scout, and the SUAVE are gonna try and make the best of this, but White Glow's had that Uber for a while, so this is a great Uber from Lethal Weapon, and they're gonna get all these cleanup frags. They got the pop, but it was a cost at a lot of time. Yeah, and right now Lethal Weapon are in the lead for time. They're just sticking out 115-ish, and SUAVE have about 235 still left.
Alright, Shadowburn's playing the mind games here. He sounds off his conch, but he hasn't released it yet. So, you know, SUAVE are thinking, what do we do here? And Shadowburn's show they want to go for this. Looking to go for this. They're trying to bring the team in and use the sort of buff effect here. Unlock's going to come forward. There's no stickies up here, so they could just barrel into them, but that damage at the feet of Seb Burton is doing big work. But Atomic comes in and they find the frag onto Mirelin and numlocked. Shadowburn from the front, Atomic from the back. They just took their eyes off main there. I think Atomic came in from behind them. Great pincer maneuver there, and SUAVE pay for it with their lives. And like, this is an excellent defense here. Forward hold.
An incredible combination of defense. Oh no, we got to pop out. This is a little bit of a bad Uber, but we'll see what Shadowburn makes with it into spawn. I guess not much, because they're just backing out. And yeah, lethal. That was a really good read by Lethal Weapon to. Oh, there's a scout onto White Glow, and he.
Shadowburn stops to use his fucking conch.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter that the rest of his team have found the frags. Now with Forsaken and Shadowburn on the conch here, it doesn't even matter that Medic went down.
Mike is the only one alive. Okay, Mirelin knocks spawning, and they're gonna try and get into here, and there's still a little bit of time left, and on that cap, but it looks like a Lethal Weapon victory actually.
Ooh, baby.
Wow, this is I can't believe this is happening. This is incredible. Shadowburn reading that push from SUAVE out on the left, doing the conch mind game to make them think that they would push out, and then releasing at the time SUAVE pushes into them. Incredible.
Nox doesn't jump in this time, he's just trying to contest from his own cliff. No one really committing too far forward on this first mid fight. Atomic backing out for the med pack, now coming in again. SUAVE are starting to edge the point as it activates, and Shadowburn's just jumping up onto the rock there, but making himself an easy target for focus. White Glow backing out there as Sam pressures hard onto his pocket. SUAVE are going to take this first cap just with a sort of slow and steady push there. Mike has committed forward, he's on 3 health, he's getting healed now by Mirelin, he's going to jump back and regroup with Nox. But a slight health lead here for Lethal Weapon. Both teams have Uber charge though. Shadowburn is weak as he calls for the charge. Mirelin's going to pop immediately here, so both teams trading that Uber. But after these Ubers fade, like, it's a good situation here for Lethal Weapon to go in and die and trade and find frags. Nox jumps in deep, he's distracted a few of his other players here, or set up these frags for his teammates, and it looks like Lethal Weapon are going to crumble after this sort of protracted mid-fight mana.
Yeah, that mid-fight, they just, I don't know, I guess they don't know how to take high ground, and SUAVE just are really strong on taking ground, and I think we just saw it there. Like, SUAVE pushed it, SUAVE at the mid-fight, you know, they're just trying kind of trading spam, but SUAVE eventually takes more ground, and Lethal Weapon has to back out, and then they kind of just kept fighting from that fight. Yeah, and we see White Glow went down. Yeah.
Good aggression there from SUAVE. They've gone forward, and with that important medic pick, they're just going to retreat here. They know they're 2 men down, so numlocked, Nox and SVMZI just trying to play together there, but Forsaken's walked forward from the left, and Dome Sam. Nox jumps in to get that sniper pick, but was it worth it? He's left Mirelin alone here. Mirelin's trying to surf back. He's got no one to heal at the minute. He still has that charge though, but he's the last man alive. And like, sure there was a sniper there, Nox, but like, if you're defending, it's kind of important to stay alive. But with the losing the point, they have respawned fairly quickly. They still do have that Uber charge, and Shadowburn's wasted his conch there. So they're trying to retreat here. They see White Glow. SUAVE could give chase, but Mike's going to get domed by Forsaken. Nox wants to take this fight. He's trying to push in through this tiny corridor. Oh my god, Forsaken! Beast!
Oh my
Beast
god.
mode has been activated, mana.
This is exactly the sniper you want to play with on Viaduct. That was absolutely nuts. It was just a good read by Lethal Weapon to stall SUAVE, and then they're just sitting ducks at that point, and Forsaken just gets the easy frags.
Oh,
well, not necessarily easy, but like you know what I mean. Like, it's good frags.
Suicide Wave proven a little ineffective there. Shadowburn's popped off his conch, and he has released that mouse button. He just wants to keep his team alive here. It's effectively, a free conch. They're just trying to pop that charge, but do Uber here. They're looking for the frag onto Mirelin. Mirelin's running. Monty's chasing him, but he does make it into spawn there. I'm not sure what that Uber was about.
Someone must have called it, because White Glow wasn't in any danger, and I guess Shadowburn thought they were much closer than they actually were. That's my guess of what happened there.
I think Mike just did something totally huge there, because I see in the streamer feed he hit 4 air shots and I didn't see any of them.
Oh wow!
Sorry,
yeah.
Mike.
Whoops. I'm sure dashner got it because he's actually good at his job. SUAVE kind of just muscled their way in, and 2 down. Lethal Weapon going to back out of this. And Mirelin now has 100% Uber. Oh, Mike just went down at kind of a really bad time because Lethal Weapon are looking to push in right now. They're going to want to get the Force or drop on Mirelin. And they're kind of
look at Forsaken. Forsaken's coming on the cliff. He sees Mirelin.
Oh
Headshot,
my
baby.
God! Incredible.
Robbed.
Yeah, Wyclo's gonna pop,
Control point.
and Shadowburn's going really deep to make sure that these guys are out. Get out of my homeland. And
The control point.
wow, this is an absolutely nutty game, and we have about 1 minute each on both clocks. By the way, I mean we're sitting at 2-2. I don't have any words. Death is gonna get picked off. He was a little bit too far forward, and Monkey too. And SUAVE are gonna take this right back. This is just easy fragging, and Lethal Weapon are gonna have to get out. Michael,
Oh, they're getting tracked.
Yeah,
This
that's
is like sort of something Epsilon did so well. Whenever they go for it and they just like send all their heavies in really high, jumping them forward, like they catch teams off guard. They just did it there on Viaduct, but I've still got it that we missed some incredible play from Mike, because I see chats like, "Oh my God, Mike, we love you, you're the greatest." So like 4 air shots in a row. I don't know what that was about. Did he hit a quad? Who knows? I gotta watch the replay.
replay that, replay that, Dashner. But yeah, Lethal Weapon are gonna push back here, and numlocked gets dropped here. This is a little bit questionable, I guess. Yeah, they got the Force. This is a good play, as long as they don't lose any more. Okay, well, they just lost Death, so that's not great. But
Mission ends in
they're kind of trading frags here and there. This is no, this is a really
seconds.
bad fight now. Yeah, I guess.
Forsaken's on the point though.
Oh wow.
He's keeping the dream alive. Numlock's jumped in. He's already down to half health, but
They
there's
took
2
the
players
fight to
behind.
mid. They need to stay on it. Oh man, there's an Uber pop. This is kind of really bad
They can
because
clean up here. Mirelin's running behind.
wow.
Mirelin's trying to
They
get out on the
get the
left, but
cap.
Shadowburn spots him. They're going to kill Mirelin as well. They're finding the frags. Now they've got Kyler behind, but Kyler wins the one-on-one with Forsaken. Shadowburn pops his conch off here, but he's already taken huge meat shots from Kyler. Sam steps in and kills off Monty. It's all on Shadowburn with his conch black box plays. Is he going to have enough damage in the clip here to find the frags? It doesn't look like it. He's backing out. And meanwhile, Atomics come in as Shadowburn backs out. This could be SUAVE's round.
game. Yeah, it was a very incredibly close round, but not quite enough. SUAVE still played a little bit more solid. They didn't make as many questionable decisions that didn't work out. You know, that was a fantastic game, incredible by both sides. I can't believe it actually got this close. And yeah.
That was a climactic finish, but time after time, SUAVE seeming to be more composed when it mattered. It was close. So that third round, was it? Fourth round, the big conch plays from Shadowburn, the forward hold with the conch, that was just beautiful to see. A highlight. Apparently, you know, Mike went huge as well, but we missed it. I'm looking at the logs right now, and Mike only hit 10 air shots, whereas Shadowburn hit 12, so...
For shame, Mike. For shame.
He can't have gone that huge. Oh wait, he had 30 frags and also 438 damage per minute. And he wasn't even spamming to build up a fucking conqueror.
Yeah, that's all real damage right there.
Yeah, Shadowburn. Feel the burn. Looking at the team stats, it was a really close game in terms of damage and frags. And sometimes you see, like on Viaduct, one team ended up with a significantly higher amount of frags because of suicide waves or whatever, but it was just, no other way to say it, a close game. Incredibly close. And,
yeah, you can even see in the score section of logs, red, blue, red, blue, red. That's nuts.
We will get some interviews underway. I just got a message from Sam there. Won't have the Russians, I guess, because they never want to talk to us. I need to get in the info, man. You know, you keep talking about these logs.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the medic section we have Mirelin versus Wyclo, right? Wyclo had 1 drop, Mirelin had 3, and obviously one of them was that headshot. I don't remember what the other 2 were, but they must have been something similar like that. I don't think. Yeah, okay. Mirelin only ran 1 crits this whole time, I think.
I think he died to 2 headshots, and
okay,
then the one for Atomic came in behind him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, when they were pushing up.
But it didn't even matter. He's still sitting here with the big W, a win for SUAVE. on both maps. And even though Lethal Weapon, put up a good show there, they don't get any points for it. And that's sort of the painful thing about the Viaduct scoring system. Edmonds didn't decide to change it. We did debate, making our own or coming up with something new, but like under the sort of strange ETF2L rules where we have like golden cap points and stuff like that, you can get points in the league for it. That isn't available on Viaduct. So even though they put up this, they leave empty-handed. It's going to be 6 points for SUAVE across both maps. And if you've just joined us here on Team Fortress TV 2, you've missed the action, but you're here for the interviews, and as usual, we're going to get swarmed by players from SUAVE. It's a mumble takeover here. It looks like we've got Seb, Barton, Mirelin, SVMZI, and now Mikey A. What's up, guys?
Admirable. It's SUAVE Gaming, not SUAVE.
SUAVE
Gaming?
SUAVE Gaming.
No, don't listen, please.
Gaming?
Do you want me to give you some
We're joined
English
by
lessons,
SUAVE
Mirelin, or
Gaming.
what? SUAVE.
SUAVE.
Was that like a guava?
Is it Finnish? SUAVE.
Yeah.
Got any jokes for us, Mirelin? We'll save them for the end, obviously, but just let the people know. Do you have a joke prepared?
Oh, no, I don't.
I know a joke.
We
Mirelin's
don't want to hear
number
your
drops.
jokes. Oh, fired. Let's jump to that then, Mirelin. On the second map, Forsaken being a little brutal on the sniper. Was he getting into your mind, man, or did you just have too much passion for those headshots?
He was just lucky, I think.
He was hacking? Is that what you're telling me? Did he toggle?
Sorry?
Does Forsaken hack?
No,
You think
no.
Victor's legit?
He was
If
lucky.
you would hack, then they would win, I think.
Were you guys worried at all about the Forsaken sniper threat on Viaduct? Sam, what was your game plan?
To not suck out completely. But yeah, like obviously we knew that Forsaken would probably snipe a lot, and I mean he caught us a couple of times off guard, but doesn't really matter. Like we took both maps. Doesn't matter if it was convincing or not. 6 points, easy.
We didn't really know how the con stats would work on Viaduct since we haven't really played Viaduct at all, and we especially haven't played demo Viaduct. So I was a bit nervous about that and the sniper, but it wasn't so bad. It was pretty close though.
Yeah, Shadowburn had some nice moments, especially in that fourth round. He seemed to really lock your guys out with the conch. Atomic coming in from behind as well. When he was doing that forward hold, it was pretty impressive. But at some point there, I'm sorry to say we missed it, Mike, but it seems like you hit 4 air shots back to back or something. What happened?
I just went beast mode.
Describe it to me, man, because I wasn't looking at the right place as usual.
I turned on my monitor and then we went again.
Oh, I guess I'm going to have to watch the replay.
The Airshot King was showing all the peasants how it's done.
Was it on stream at least?
We're
I'm
not
sure
really
Dashner
sure,
caught it.
but I'm pretty sure he caught it.
That's fine.
Oh, there's a replay of it playing right now on stream.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it.
Oh, wait. I'll watch it later.
Mike! Oh!
What happened, Mirelin? What happened?
Yes! Basically, the soldier jumped, he airshot him, then he went forward like a boss, and then he got one rocket on the scout, and the scout went behind his back, and he just made 180 spin and killed the scout.
Yeah,
Decent.
I made it.
And I was healing him, by the way. I was healing him. So just
Oh,
so
that's
you
the
know.
important part.
You can see it again. Wow. Oh my god, it was double airshot on soldier, actually. Oh,
You were
my
underselling it, Mirelin?
What?
You were underselling it? It was a double. So, Mike, I do apologise. At one point, I looked at this cheat feed we have and I could see these 4 air shots, but realised I'd missed it. And Twitch chat was like, oh my god, we love Mike. Just fucking jizzing all over Twitch chat.
Oh my god, Mike, you are so good.
But
I hadn't had a good amount during the game, so I had to squeeze them all in at the end.
Shadowburn still outperformed you in terms of air shots, though, man. So, you sort of lost overall.
Yeah, well, my team is kind of shit overall.
Yeah, talk to us about how shit your team is, actually, Mike, because I believe you guys didn't practice at all this week.
Yeah, well, I just, the there's a real lack of passion lately. I'm a bit disappointed,
Which
to be honest.
players in particular do you think are lacking in passion? You know, name
Call
names.
them out.
Mainly Kyler, SVMZI, numlocked, and Nox, I think.
What?
That's a lot of people.
Can confirm.
No passion. What is it, guys?
Nah,
Is the game just too
fucking
easy?
tired.
Where's your passion going?
League of
I mean, I
Legends.
think they'd have passion if they were like showed up and played games.
Can we censor out what Numlock just said later? You know, just bleep that out. You're not allowed to say the
Like the L
three-letter.
word. Yeah, I won't do it again.
I have a question. Why people in stream chat spell passion like this potion, or how do you actually say it? Pation.
How do you spell it, mate? Oh, patient.
Don't
Oh,
you
yeah, I don't
spell
know.
it like this? Passion, like
Yeah, you're right, man.
A-S-S-I-O-N.
I don't know what this napalm guy's up to,
Potion.
but you've just schooled him. Let's talk a little bit about Sunshine then. That was your second time on it. You seemed fairly comfortable, sort of ended up running away with the game. We saw Nox coming out to the first middle, running the conch, and it was something I guess I tried to hype up in the lead up to the game. Shadowburn on the conch. Was that just the easiest way to deal with it, run your own conch?
Were
Anybody?
they using conch? Were they using conch on Sunshine?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice it at all. And neither my team did, I'm pretty sure, so that's fine. Nobody has to answer anything there.
I told you, James. I told you, James.
They didn't really
Well, they use it poorly with like at the same
Yeah.
time as Uber, so we just didn't do that.
it actually played out really quite standard in a lot of the Uber trades. It was just like Nox sitting back and letting people Uber at him and then chasing them down,
Yeah.
and everybody following up on the frag. So the conch didn't seem to have much of an effect, even though Nox
but-
was running it as well. It didn't.
They also took the really shitty method of pushing mid from the cafe area. So like they came through a really confined area with like more than 2 people. And it was just a really easy force first and then trade back.
You guys won like 7 middles to 0. Even though there was some mid fights where it seemed like they could have contested Lethal Weapon, just wanted to back out and regroup. I think they were scared of you guys, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think there was a single middle where anyone jumped me. They just stayed back and spammed.
You were hitting some big air
Fun.
pipes, man. You still got it. You know, you've been dusting off that
One.
grenade launcher.
One.
Oh, it's 2 at least, man. I'm gonna give
What
this
can I
man
say?
some
Yeah,
credit.
That's what the
there's
7th
one on
best man in
Sunshine.
Prem does.
They were really good pipes too, because it was when Death was definitely calling for the Uber, and Seb just like plucked him out of the air before he could get
Oh,
Ubered.
on the second lap. Yeah, that was. I forgot to taunt.
I think you did it. I think you did it once on both, actually. If
I
I,
got
remember
sick one
correctly.
at choke on the first map. I went to
Yeah.
taunt and I got shot by a rocket, so it interrupted it. That was annoying.
That was right at the end as well. You got one when it didn't even matter, but you just padded your stats there. Well played, buddy. You guys, your last game then coming up in week 7. It's the big one. Well, maybe it's the last team, I guess, that can really challenge you. It's going to be L'Avant-Garde de Plouvron. Do you feel like they're a threat, or have you already sort of beaten the best teams in Reason and BK?
We've been
Um,
like treating every team the same in terms of just trying to play our best and
with
do as
passion.
well as we can in the official CS. So
Good
yeah,
to
I
say.
think we can have another like tough game versus or Somniac now. I think they are, but
No, we haven't played them in PCWs as well. Oh, have you? Like, I can't remember. Like, I don't think we've
What
played
map
them
is
yet.
it that we're playing?
They're a
Violence
Somniac
or what?
again?
It's Viaduct and Badlands, I think.
Oh, easy.
No, it's not that AIDS.
Yeah, I gotta say, just looking at the matchup, I think SUAVE are gonna win that one pretty decently handily.
I know Badlands at the back of my hand.
I mean, unless you guys
Nice.
don't have
Now you
enough
jinxed
passion.
it. Fuck my life. You jinxed it, and Reason will still make playoffs. Cheers.
But you say that, but we haven't really felt that way about any game. We just go into every game like we don't really underestimate anyone, and it's actually been. I think every game has been quite fun and close. So
You didn't even bother.
expecting another
like,
one.
You didn't even practice this week. Are you going to play some games next week?
Yeah, we're
That
only gonna play
depends on
once.
4 people in our team.
What do you mean of fighting? It's like literally the only week I've been away for like the whole season.
Like Hyler hit his shoulder. Nox was, I don't know, asleep.
But if you guys want, we can
Seb
play
was
like
in
5
board
times
meetings.
next week. Like, I don't mind that.
Yeah, before it makes us worse than we've ever been before.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that. We're probably gonna start hating each other if you see us too often.
Sam's already infuriated that you called his passion into question, Mikey. I think there's going to be a bust up here on Mumble.
No, not really. Like, here's the point. Like, today I was just fucking zoned out. I was on vacation the last 5 days, which pretty much wasn't really relaxing at all. Like, so I'm really tired. And shout out to Bane at this point, by the way. It was fun. Another TF2 legend.
Yeah, well, I wasn't really referencing tonight, though. Like, tonight was fine, but it's just, I meant the fact that we haven't played at all this week was a bit weird. But
It's the Epsilon way.
yeah.
Were you trying to troll me earlier, Sam, when you said that you were going to use Shocky and you weren't going to play? But then it was like Kyler wasn't there in the or your first map, and then he showed up in the second. You had Laravel
Yeah, I
for
was
the
trolling
first.
you.
Why is
I'm sorry.
everybody, trying to fucking torpedo me? My
Keep you on your
casting
toes.
preparations. Last week, Stark tries to tell me that he's playing Scout and ZVMZI is playing Roamer now. Sam's trying to misinform me again.
You have to earn cast of the season.
I just want to put on a good show, man, Wow, yeah. I got no more questions. I'm interested though, does anyone know the results of the other games? What happened BK versus Reason?
I
BK
hit
won,
BK
didn't they?
1 6-0.
They got owned. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
They
BK
got
won.
owned after denying jukebox. They got owned on 2 maps.
BK won
6-0.
by like 3-0, and then they won
Crazy.
Sunshine, what, like 5-2 or something?
5-4 was pretty close, I think.
Oh, okay.
Did Nookie snipe?
Likely.
Probably.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good. It's pretty fucking good.
I
seen
think it's
it.
better than jukebox at the moment.
Is Nuki Cookie's alt?
No.
Yeah. This is Lithuanian half brother. Separated at birth. No way, that doesn't make sense. But anyway. Yeah. So if you
Oh,
missed,
further separated.
missed those other if you missed those other games, guys, they're going to be up on YouTube over the coming days. So try not to spam your feed too much. Subscribe to us. But there were 3 games casted tonight, and SUAVE emerged victorious in this one, BK in the other, and I don't know who won between C-Play and Lego. Anyone?
Nobody cares.
Nobody
Nobody-
won. They're both not in playoffs, so nobody won.
They're already losers. Okay. I'll give everyone a chance, to just go for the shout out free for all. Who wants to step up first?
Shout out to the L word.
Shout out Minimus and Dane once again.
Is he ever coming back?
Red Rock?
Minimus?
Yeah. He's like quitting army in like 2.5 years, and he promised me to make a team then. So
Why is
look
that?
forward to that.
Sick.
I'm
He's
bringing
one of the
back all
first
the
players I
legends.
ever watched. Yeah, that Crackland team was like one of the first teams I've ever watched.
Oh, unlucky then.
Shout out to Matnan and Royce.
Matten is never gonna come back. Ban for
Fade,
life.
fade step, center.
What? I just noticed the
Tectron.
face of that
Tectron,
picture that's in
Tectron.
Mumble. The face of that picture. What the fuck?
Oh,
Who did
who
you share
did
this
that?
in
What?
Twitch chat?
Oh my god. That's terrifying.
Oh,
That's
is it
the shoot
shout
up the one
time?
fan. Yeah, Mirelin,
shout
set
out
out for
time.
you, man. Go for it, buddy.
Okay. First of all, thanks to all my friends. So shout out my friends and my followers. You are my passion, my friends. You are my spirit. You are always standing behind me, and I feel your strength, which gives me to try hard even more and establish my passion. And shout out to Sonny Black. Although it's very sad that he never gives me any shout outs, and he claims that I never give any shout outs to him, but like, here you can see I always give shout outs to Sonny Black. So, yeah, Sonny Black. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Mana and Dashner, Commander X, War, David, Turbo Tabs, Hildreth, and Sim. We all made this triple cast, a first for TFTV, 3 games at once. Made it possible. We're living the dream here. Mana, who do you want to send some love to?
I want to send some love to Anime is Bad Esports. It's a mid ETF2L team I'm on with Autism Larry and with some other dudes.
Autism Larry?
Autism
Yeah, I'm
Larry.
serious. Yeah,
What a
I'm
great
serious.
name.
Like,
Is he a real person?
Yeah, he is. And shoutouts to all you little crazy nerds on Team Fortress TV forums, because you're probably getting banned by me and Enigma. Shout out to
I want to give a
Enigma for
shout.
sending
I
out-
want to give a shout out to
Okay.
Autism Larry as well.
Oh yeah, go for it, man.
Shout out to you. Nice name.
Shout out to dashner for streaming all these games all the time. It's really good.
Yeah, apparently
Yeah.
Dashner's gonna
Can we see
be taking up a new streaming job. This you should enjoy Dashner's casts while he's still around. He could be gone within the next month.
Dashner,
We
can
love
we see
you,
the
Dashner.
replay again? Of Mike.
Run,
Replay
run the
that.
replay.
Dashner, can you do it?
Commentate it. Mirelin will commentate it.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay. I'm gonna comment it.
But it's not going to be synced with the stream.
Not
it's
at
gonna
all.
be synced. Oh shit.
How are you going to sync it?
Oh. I don't know. I'll try to improvise. Oh no, it's Forsaken. We don't need Forsaken. Oh, we need Mike. Dashner, don't give us this lucky stuff.
It's playing now.
So once again, we can see Mike doing an amazing rocket jump, and now he's answering Soldier, and he's doing a double air shot on the Soldier. Soldier is getting wrecked, and Scouting is so aggressive, and triple air shot. What an amazing play of the Mike. Soldier of the season, definitely. Amazing defend, amazing push. Nothing to say.
Amazing defense, amazing push.
Thanks for
Yeah.
tuning in here.
Sorry, one last shout out. Shout out to Dashner, and shout out to everyone on the TFTV production crew: Uber Chain, TSC, Bluey, etc. Lang, our very own Love. Everyone's been doing seriously good work. We have a game tonight actually, and we also have ESEA Land coming up too.
Who's playing tonight?
Froyo Tech versus Mad Men. It'll probably be a really interesting match. I hope.
Okay, you can find all that stuff on teamfortress.tv. Check out the scheduler to stay afoot. There's also a Frenchies versus Frenchies game coming up on Monday, and then there'll be more Week 7 games, but that one was pushed ahead. That's going to be it for tonight, but if you chose us out of the 3 other streams, you have our eternal gratitude. This has been Admirable, Mana, and Dashner on the camera. We've had Mike, Mirelin, Seb, and Sam here for interview. SUAVE takes 6 points as expected, but that was pretty close on Vidoc, right, guys?
Well,
Yeah.
we just wanted to show a good game.
You did, Mirelin. You made it exciting. That's going to be it. Peace out.
See ya.
League of Legends.